In this episode of Bottoms Up, we play a second leg of the round of 16 tie against RB Leipzig, and after a 2-2 draw in the first leg, it is all to play for. So there's only been 3 games since you were last with us. We're getting to that, as well as the game against Leipzig that's coming up today. We've also got an FA Cup quarter-final tie against League One Barnsley. So while we get into what's happened since you were last with us, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of amazing stuff. After the Carabao Cup final win against Tottenham and the FA Cup 5th round win against Watford, we then went and played Newcastle for like the 4th time in 6 weeks. This time they actually got something from us. It was a 1-1 draw. Ethan Nwaneri scoring for us on the 38th minute. We didn't play particularly well, as you can see by the stats. In terms of shots on target, Newcastle were much better than us. Possession was slightly in our favour. We did have a better XG. They scored from Makoko in the 45th plus 2 minutes. So right at the end of the first half. And then the second half just kind of petered out a little bit, really. We did get injury. Sorry, where are we? Yeah, so then we played Leipzig. And the bigger thing that happened here is the injury to Bukayo Saka. We'll get to that in a moment. But 2-2 draw in the first leg away from home. Kenta Mahara on 8 minutes, sandwiched in between 2 goals from Luvumbo. Leipzig obviously 2-1 up. Then Nick Jonas-Smets, after 74 minutes, got the goal to equalise, and it stayed that way at 2-2. And again, if we have a look at the stats, it did seem a pretty even game, and the stats kind of back that up as well. So it's probably a fair result. We would fancy ourselves at home against Leipzig to be able to get the win in that game and to be able to progress through to the quarterfinals. But Leipzig are top of the Bundesliga, and they're top by a little bit of a distance. 2 points now. It was 5 points last time. It's 2 points top at the clear of 2 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich, though, as we can see from the past winners of the Bundesliga since we've been doing this save and beyond. I mean, Leipzig got the title there, and Leipzig got the title there. So Leipzig are the only team to stop total and complete domination of the Bundesliga by Bayern Munich. So we probably are playing the second best team in Germany. Then, like I say, after that, we've then got the game against Barnsley, which we'll get to in the second half of the video. But we then played Southampton, a 5-0 win in this game. Absolutely butchered Southampton. They were really, really poor. As you can see by the team that we went out with, we did rotate a couple of players. We had Calderon in on the left, for example. Schmetz was up top. Havertz was in the middle here. We had Kayunda and Diamande in these positions. The main reason for having Calderon out here was because with Saka now being out, we've moved Kenta Mahara to the wide right position because he is basically the successor to Bukayo Saka. So we moved him out to the wide right, brought Havertz in for here, and we rested Shaquille Van Persie and brought Calderon in that position. So yeah, complete domination, 11 shots on target, 2.94 XG, 63% possession. It was a nice, easy game. And if we look at the Premier League table, we are 14 points clear of Tottenham. And we're not even going to bother looking at Man United and Man City. They're way too far away. Man City have won the title 3 of the last 4 years. We did win it 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, but we're actually, I would say we're massive favourites for it this year. And as a result, we're not really showing many Premier League games on camera because it just doesn't really seem as though there's much point. Because we are resting a few players in the Premier League now, if this league gets down to like 5-6 points, then we'll start showing it because we might have a bit of a fight on our hands. But as you can see from the game against Newcastle, for example, we had Palau, we didn't really rotate actually looking at that, but against Southampton we did, and other Premier League, like we've got Reading coming up on the 18th. Reading are 12th, we'll probably rotate quite a bit for that, especially if we've got Champions League games to come if we get past Leipzig. We do have a run of Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City to come, so them 3 games are going to be tough going, and depending on what our fixture list looks like, if we don't have any Champions League football, we'll probably show something like Tottenham and Liverpool in that period. But if we have got Champions League games, we'll have to see how it goes. There's obviously there's a lot of games going on, and it's a case of having to pick what ones are going to be more entertaining and which ones are more crucial. And at the end of the day, the Premier League is not that crucial at the moment. Quick look at the finances. We're 183 million in debt. It's getting bigger and bigger. I'm still really concerned about it. Dynamics, excellent team cohesion, excellent club atmosphere, and very good managerial support. And yeah, that's about it. So if we get into today's game, it is the big game of the episode. And it's the home game against RB Leipzig. We've got our team. I'll just quickly show you about Bukayo Saka. He's got a hip injury and he's going to be out for 7 weeks to 10 weeks, or 7 to 10 weeks. I've kind of looked at it and been like, he's basically out for the rest of the season. He should be back for the back end, the absolute back end, last maybe 5 games of the season. But at the moment, I'm just looking at it that he's just out for the season. We've got Alistair Bruce, who's back to training in 4 days, and Cal Durin, who's back in training tomorrow. Other than that, we've got a fully fit squad. As you can see from the sharpness side of it, most of our players are in very good condition. Fiorotto is their backup goalkeeper. You can understand him not being. Gustavo is slightly down, and Borja Pires is slightly down. Also, Cal Durin, who's just come back from injury, and Bruce that's out injured. So, but other than that, everyone is fit and available. And this is the team we've got for the game against Leipzig. Restes in goal, Calvo at left back, Pataka at right back, Escalada and Saliba in the middle, Zaire Emery and Silva in the midfield, with Van Persie and Mahara out wide and Nwaneri in behind Schmetz. Let's get into it. Oh, Bukayo Saka's injured. We've somehow got him on our bench. Let's take him out of there. And now we'll submit the team. So this is a huge game. Second leg. First leg finished 2-2, remember. They've got Sergio Conceição as their manager. He must be getting on a bit now. And let's go to kick-off. Champions League, here we are. Placing a quarter-final at stake. And obviously, when they do the quarter-final draw, they also do the semi-final draw at the same time. So if we do get through this game, we'll have a clear look at what our path to the final would look like. But let's not underestimate Leipzig, because they are, like I say, they're top of the Bundesliga. You don't get above Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga unless you're a very, very good team. Here's Kenta Mahara, puts the ball in the box. Lorenko Pataka. It's only his 4th goal of the season. What a crucial goal that could be. Puts us 1-0 up on the night, 3-2 up on aggregate. And that could be a massive, massive goal for our season. Here's Pataka with a throw, and he gives it straight back to Leipzig, but we win it back. It's with Silva to Pataka to Zaire Emery. Nwaneri gives it to Silva. We're passing it about nicely. Balls. Oh, Schmidt. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? Oh, I was offside. Got excited that I thought we'd been given a penalty. Mahara is our penalty taker now. So if we do get a penalty, it'll be him that takes it. That's a beautiful ball through. That was a gorgeous free kick move. Mahara to Calvo. And that is 2-0 on the night. And dare I say it, no, I'm not going to say it because the highlights started with Leipzig, so that could cancel that. They do say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead you can have in football. I mean, I don't quite buy into that, because I would have thought a 1-0 lead was quite dangerous as well. Mahara with the cross. Can't find Van Persie. RB Leipzig have the ball now. Is this going to turn into their highlight, and are they going to get a goal back? They're playing it about. They're being patient. But we've won it back. Silva's got the ball now, gives it to Calvo. Puts the ball through for Van Persie, crosses into the box. And Nick Jonas Schmetz with his 17th of the season. He's been playing pretty well recently as well, Nick Jonas Schmetz. And that is 3-0 on the night. I will say it now that surely 3-0 after 18 minutes, that's got to be game over, hasn't it? There can't be a way back into this for Leipzig. We've done a perfect European job really in this tie. We've kept ourselves in the game after the first leg. I always say, if you can get a draw from the first leg, or if you're going to lose, don't lose by more than 1 goal, and then just deal with business at home. Oh, that was so nearly a goal from a corner. Zaire Emery to Pataka. Pataka fancies his chances for a second goal in this game, but now we've got less numbers at the back and Leipzig can break, but they're going back again. Sheldrup, who just had the ball there, he was an absolute wonder kid on last year's FM. Let me know in the comments if you had him in one of your teams. I did. I had him in in one of my saves. Oh, what a goal from Van Persie. 18th of the season, 4-0 on the night. Yeah, I had him in one of my saves. Can't remember who it was with now. I think he might be with Newcastle. And he was an absolute beast in that game. He just tore it up on the left-hand side. There he is now with the ball, but he gives it away to Van Persie. Mahara to Zaire Emery. Zaire Emery then gives the ball away, but Calvo gets it back. Puts it... Oh, try finding Mahara then, kind of returning the favour from the free kick. Ranieri will take the corner from the other side. It's cleared. Mahara picks up the loose ball. Zaire Emery. Sheldrop cuts it out and the highlight ends. I mean, Pataka, Calvo, Schmetz and Van Persie with their goals. Mahara with 2 assists. Van Persie and Schmetz with an assist as well. And it's going to be 4-0 at half-time. I reiterate what I said earlier on. This is the best team currently. Probably it would be fair to say they're the second best team in Germany. And look at the stats. We have absolutely dominated this game. Leipzig may as well not have even turned up tonight. This is just... I thought this was going to be a really tough tie. I was nervous we was going to go out at the round of 16. But this has been comprehensive, to say the absolute minimum. And they're just being restricted to shots from distance. And I think we'll make a substitution now because we don't need to keep Kenta Mahara on. We can take him off. We'll bring on Borja Pires, I think, actually give him a bit of game time. It's one of their young talents. And I think we'll bring on Gustavo Gonzalez for Thiago Silva. And it's so nice as well being able to actually use my backup players and have absolute confidence in them. He says as RB Leipzig on the attack and could pull one back. Oh, Sheldrop having it saved from Restes. Leipzig with the corner. Luvumbo, I remember him from the first leg, Luvumbo. Puts the ball in. Escalada clears it. It goes out for a Leipzig throw-in, and hopefully that'll be the end of the highlight. And it is. So Leipzig with the next... I mean, there's a lot going on in this game. There's a lot of highlights. Escalada has the ball, goes back to Restes, gives it to Saliba, to Nwaneri. He's running out wide on his own. Oh, he's going to give the ball away. Finds Pataka. Lorenzo Pataka's still going. Oh, he really wants that second goal, doesn't he? Right, we're going to make a next substitution. I want Pataka to come off because I don't want him getting injured. We'll bring on Cal Durin, give him a bit of game time. And what have we got going on along here? I think we might as well bring Calvo off and bring Parisi on as well. 20 minutes in the legs of Durin, who's on his way back from injury, and Parisi, who's not really had much game time because of how well Calvo's been doing. And with 10 minutes to go, we'll make a final substitution. Zaire Emery can come off and Giardini can come on. And yeah, 4-0 on the night at the moment. 30 shots to goal, 17 on target. An XG of 4.56, 10 corners. I mean, this has been ridiculously one-sided. You don't expect a game at this level against a team of this stature to be so easy. And we're obviously not expecting much by way of a shock against Barnsley. Famous last words. But I mean, really, by half-time, the referee could have just blown the whistle on this game and just told everyone to go home. Durin and Saliba just passing the ball around between them. That's going to be a red card. So to compound Leipzig's misery, they're down to 10 men as well for the final few minutes. Here's Gonzalez. Oh, he's at the woodwork. Van Persie puts it back in. Leipzig win the ball back and bring it away. He's with Sheldrop's probably been their best player. He's certainly the one we've seen on the ball in an attacking sense more. I mean, if this highlight isn't leading to a goal, I don't really see the point in it. I thought it was going to be another red card then. Seemed a bit of a pointless highlight, that one. 3 minutes of stoppage time is up. We are through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And it is going to get tough from that point. I mean, Man United are through, Bayern are through, Valencia have put Dortmund out. And that's just from the fixtures that we play. Who else is in this competition? All to play for between Bayer Leverkusen and Lazio. Inter look like heavy favourites against PSG, actually. Oh, Man City, Barcelona, what a tie that is. That could go either way. I mean, Barcelona leading it at the moment, but you'd fancy Man City being the home team. And then Real Madrid against Feyenoord. And if you've been watching my Avely save, you'll be very familiar with Real Madrid round about now. So I'll bring you back for the next game against Barnsley. The draw for the quarterfinals of the Champions League takes place on the 17th of March, which is the day before we play Reading. So we'll play the game against Barnsley, and then I'll bring you back for the quarterfinal and semi-final draw of the Champions League. And we're probably going to have Liverpool and a second leg in the next episode. But let's get to the game against Barnsley. Right, so we go heavily rotated for the game against Barnsley. We almost went full rotation, but I added Zaire Emery, Mahara and Schmetz back into the team at the last minute. So we have Fiorota in goal, Parisi left back, Palau right back, Diomande and Kaunda in the centre, Zaire Emery with Gonzalez, Calderon and Mahara out wide, Havertz in behind, Nick Jonas Schmetz. Like I say, I almost went full rotation. And if this was the third round, I probably would have gone full rotation, not thought anything of it. But the fact that it's a quarter-final, I just think I have to give some respect to Barnsley. They've got to the quarterfinals. I don't want to go out to Barnsley. That would be a bit ridiculous, really. And when you look at the other teams left in this competition, it's definitely a winnable competition as well. We've got Leicester playing Man City later on today. By the way, Man City are out of the Champions League. Barcelona put them out. Inter Milan also put out PSG. But Real Madrid, sadly, are through to the quarterfinals along with us. So we're at Barnsley. The first highlight is for us. Mahara's going to take the free kick. I don't think he's going to score from there. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. And Van Persie... Oh, no, not Van Persie. Diomande has put it in. It's not going to be Van Persie. He's not playing. I'm just so used to Van Persie coming in from that part of the field. But Diomande getting the goal puts us 1-0 up. And... yeah, hopefully this is a nice, comfortable match for us. Like I say, it gets game time into a lot of our backup players that we could end up needing at this latter end of the season, especially if we pick up injuries. Barnsley are yet to have a shot on target. They've just had their first shot on goal. They have had a player go off injured as well to make it even more miserable for them. But it's 1-0. We're approaching half-time. So we're 3 minutes added on. Parisi takes the throw in, puts the ball into the box towards Mahara. It's kind of clear, but Mahara can pick it up, turns, gets a cross in. Calderon with a goal. His second goal of the season, Christopher Calderon. That's where Van Persie would usually come in, and Calderon doing a terrific job deputising for him. It's 2-0 at half-time, and we look like we're going to be in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Surely we're not going to throw away a 2-0 lead against Barnsley. Oh, for God's sake. Well, at least it's one of their backup players that's got injured. I don't really want to bring Van Persie on because the idea was we give him a bit of a rest. So we'll bring him on. It does frustrate me when you try and give someone a rest and then a player gets injured and they end up not being rested. I think in one of the previous episodes, we had Durin in on the right-hand side. He got injured and had to bring Pataka in. Schmetz with a goal, 18th goal of the season from Mahara corner, and that's 3-0. It's really his game over now. Mahara with the free kick. He's already got 2 assists to his name. Is he going to get a goal or a third assist? Goes for goal. He's hit the post again, or the crossbar. That's twice he's hit the woodwork. We're getting towards 70 minutes. I think we're going to take Mahara off. We don't need him to stay on. Oh, I've not got Borja Pires on it. We'll bring Nwaneri on instead. We'll bring Caldurin on for Palau. And that's probably going to be the last substitution we do, to be fair. Because I don't want to bring any more of the first teamers on. The players that are out there at the moment will enjoy getting a full 90 minutes in their legs. 23,200. This is another one of those games where especially with Barnsley being in League One, they would have loved this game to be at the Emirates, so they could have got more of a financial kick from it. But time's eaten away, 7 minutes of time to be added on. Barnsley have the ball. Can they launch one final attack and get a consolation goal from the tie? I mean, I hope not, because I'd rather win 3-0 than 3-1. They get the cross in, and they have scored. Edward Bennett, 7th goal of the season for him. It's 3-1, 4 minutes. I mean, that player grabbing the ball and running back to the halfway line, I appreciate his enthusiasm, but I think he's been a bit hopeful there. So, comfortable win with pretty much our B team. And we are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And that draw will take place on the 13th. So we'll bring you the draw for the FA Cup, and then I'll carry on and forward a bit, and we'll bring you the draw for the Champions League as well. So it's the FA Cup semi-final draw time. As you can see from here, Man City beat Leicester 3-2, Fulham beat Wolves 1-0, and Everton beat Lincoln 4-1. So there's actually 2 League One teams in the quarterfinals. A shame in a way that Lincoln and Barnsley didn't draw each other, and then you could have had one of them definitely in the semi-final, which of course will be at Wembley. So we're either going to get Man City, Fulham or Everton. Let's go and view the draw. We'd like to avoid Man City and get Fulham or Everton. First out the hat is Manchester City, and they will play Arsenal. Wow, okay, so it's Fulham versus Everton in the other semi-final draw. So at least Everton or Fulham, I mean, where are they in the Premier League? Fulham are 16th. I think Everton are bottom, aren't they? 19th now, so they moved up one place. So one of these 2 teams will be in the final of the FA Cup, and we have Manchester City in the semi-finals. We'll have a look at when's that going to be played? 15th. We'll have a look at how that fits into our fixtures. But what we will also do is we'll go forward to the Champions League draw now, and I'll see you over there for that one. So it looks like I can't even get a good youth intake even when I'm at Arsenal. Joe Oliver is the best of our talent by the looks of that. Maybe Ugonna Bassi, who's a striker. I mean, he's got 15 for finishing, I suppose. He's got 3-star potential. Joe Oliver, who's a left-sided attacking midfielder, can't cross the ball, can barely dribble a ball. He's got half a star current with 3-star potential. And yeah, it's just a bit naff, to be quite honest. I was hoping to get a semi-decent goalkeeper because we have virtually no goalkeepers in our squad. So that might be something we look at in the summer, buying a backup under-21 goalkeeper. But there you go, poor intake. A first look, this unfortunately appears to be a group of poor quality players. Don't expect to see any of these at any point in the future. Right, on to the draw. Right, the quest for the clean sweep is still on. We have the quarterfinal and semi-final draw of the Champions League now. We already know Manchester City standing our way in the FA Cup. We've got them in the semi-final. Teams left in this competition apart from us: Barcelona, Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern, Valencia, Real Madrid, Man United, Inter. I think if you're looking at any of these, you'd probably say Leverkusen and Valencia are probably the teams you would like to be drawn against the most, with Barcelona, Bayern, Real Madrid being the ones you'd like to avoid. But here we go. Bayer Leverkusen, the first out of the hat. They are drawn against Inter Milan. Valencia, next out of the hat. They are drawn against Manchester United. We're going to get a big boy, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get a big boy. Barcelona will play Real Madrid. Oh! So, after taking Leipzig out, we get drawn against Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Look at that. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Valencia, Man United, Bayer Leverkusen, Inter Milan. Let's get into the semi-final draw now. And if we get past Bayern Munich, the second German team we're playing in this competition, or in the knockout phase of it, Bayer Leverkusen or Inter Milan, surely it's not going to be us as well for this one. We'll play Valencia or Manchester United. Barcelona or Real Madrid will play Bayern Munich or Arsenal. Wow. So we've got to beat... Bear in mind, we've just beaten Leipzig at the top of the Bundesliga. We've then got to play Bayern Munich, who could be top of the Bundesliga by the time we play them. And then if we get past them, we've got either Barcelona or Real Madrid in the semi-final. That is a hell of a tough... I don't think we could have picked a tougher route ourselves than that. And yeah, these are the... Oh my word, what do we do here? In terms of when we come back next, I mean, part of me wants to do Tottenham and Bayern because Tottenham are second in the table. And then something like Bayern, Man City, because it's the... I think that's what we do, folks. I think the next game, we're going to play Reading off camera, which is tomorrow in game. And then we play Tottenham in the Premier League, with them only 11 points behind us now. They've played a game more. And then Bayern Munich away from home in the Champions League quarterfinals. We also have some injuries to report as well. Christopher Calderon is now out injured for 9 days to 3 weeks. And Brian Kunda is out for up to 3 weeks as well, along with Bukayo Saka, who's out for up to 2 more months. So there you go. I'll see you tomorrow for Tottenham and Bayern.